What up, what up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. You have just entered the war zone. Now, throw me a salute if you're a true general. Know what I'm saying? Throw me a salute in the chat. Throw me a salute emoji. And salute me straight up and salute the war zone straight up by hitting that like button. Now, let's get right down to it. Jay-Z, okay? Jay-Z is going through it right now, people. I mean, I tell you, Jay-Z, he cannot sleep at night. I'm telling you. Those who have been in the pen, those who have had cases pending, oh my goodness, something like that, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine. But let's listen to this attorney because we have attorney versus attorney right now. We have Jay-Z's attorney versus Tony Busby, okay? So let's hear from XXX attorney, who's actually attempting to implicate Drake into the XXX situation. So let's hear from him and his thoughts on the matter with Jay-Z right now.
For him to back out completely just because she said a couple of inconsistent statements. I mean, he took the case. He took the case knowing whatever issues regarding her mental health she had. And I'm sure that he did vet the case because you know that you're going to get a tsunami when you file this. So this is not a regular lawsuit that you file even against another rich person or another billionaire. This is one of the most famous people on earth.
These are facts. Jay-Z is arguably one of the well-known people on the planet, and this case is behemoth. So it's very interesting because it's hard for me to see a top attorney like Tony Busby take on a case, go after one of the most powerful, richest or wealthiest men around, right? And come with some flim flam type of allegations without properly vetting his client. I mean, it's striking to I really find that hard to believe. I do.
Really. So when you file this lawsuit, you better vet it because you know you're going to get attacked. Now, the way that he's getting attacked, I've never seen this before. This is like the first time I've seen somebody get so attacked, when they file a lawsuit. But I'm pretty sure that someone like him must have, dotted his I's and crossed his T's before, accepting something like this.
Yeah, and I want to go back to a point that you had made earlier in our discussion about kind of the language being used in the filings from Jay-Z's attorneys. What do you make of that, where they kind of do seem to target Tony Busby in a way, which, if you think about it kind of from a PR standpoint, it kind of makes sense, right? Don't target the accuser, instead go after their lawyer. But what do you make of just kind of this targeted and harsh, fierce language from Jay-Z's attorneys? Because, I mean, also you have to see it, I guess, from their side, too, where it's like, if you're accused of raping a 13-year-old girl, you're going to go out pretty aggressively. But do you think it's gone to a point where it's just gotten too far?
Damn, Jay. Those are tough allegations. Damn. Whew.
I think it's gotten too far. I don't think it looks good for, JC's team for doing the personal attacks. He's a lawyer. You know what I mean? And I also think it doesn't look good for their frantic attempts to have this resolved on a motion to dismiss. They sent a letter which it says that they want to use whether or not it happened in the fact of whether or not it happened in New York City. And because she said that she was driven 20 minutes in a limo and using, the property appraisals or website or whatever evidence. So they should know that in a motion to dismiss, you have to look at the four corners of the complaint and you can be bringing in additional evidence. So they're putting out there publicly in a case that's so, it's so publicized, issues that are not appropriate for motion to dismiss. So one has to say, why are they doing it? They're obviously talented lawyers. I mean, look at where they're at and look who they're defending. So the only reason that you would mention is because you want the public to know that particular issue, whether or not she was in New York City or whether or not she was somewhere else.
I've been thinking, right? It's like, Jay, why don't you just pay these people off so you can just make this all go away? And I'm talking about before it all hit the fan. Jay, why didn't you just pay them? I've been thinking in my head, like, damn, why didn't Jay just pay them? Like, you know what I'm saying? But then when I think about it, Shapiro, who is Jay-Z's attorney, I remember him saying that Tony Busby is going to attempt to file multiple lawsuits, male and female. So I'm thinking maybe Jay-Z knows what Busby has coming down the pipeline, and it's like, why am I going to pay? You know what I'm saying? He probably thinking, why is he going to pay one off when he know he has multiple coming right after? You know what I'm saying? So Jay just figured, fuck it, I'm gonna just go crash out right now, full throttle, and get ahead of the narrative for the public to be on it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it can dictate or influence the rest of the cases that are about to come out allegedly. Maybe I don't know. That's what I thought. What you think? What you think? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think.
At the end of the day, this is a person that says that when I was 13, I was raped by multiple people. And, viewers, society, they're going to want to hear this case on the merits, including the judge. I mean, I'm not saying that the judge won't dismiss it if she's legally obligated to, but many times judges won't because they're like, no, let it go to a jury. And if that's something that's appealable, let the appellate court, handle it. But I don't think that something that involves an allegation that involves a small child is going to be dealt with on a technicality, especially one like whether it happened in New York or that's yet to be determined. And that's something that they can get into eventually. The appropriate pleading would be a motion for summary judgment. Once you've deposed her, once, you've done all that. So one can only imagine that the reason that they put it in there is to educate the public before it even goes to trial. Allegations involving a small child at the time, a young child, and a celebrity. So people are going to say, oh, imagine the billionaire got his way. The billionaire got his way. The voice of a child was snuffed out by a high profile defense team. So, can it? It always can. I wouldn't envision it getting resolved on a motion to dismiss. I think that the judge is in a position where she's going to want people to know that you get your day in court. I mean, as it looks, based on what I saw in that NBC interview, it's going to be hard for them to prove their case if that's their victim, if that's the person that's going to testify. And you have like her dad not even remembering, and her dad even said, "I got a lot of things going on, but I think I would have remembered something like that." That's her own father. So unless they have, then again, listen, we only know a little bit of the case. We don't know really what the plaintiffs have regarding evidence, but I don't see it getting resolved in a motion to dismiss, and I see it eventually getting litigated and having it heard appropriately.
Now, I know you heard that. I know you heard that this attorney here, XXX Attorney, feels as if there's no way that this case against Jay-Z is going to be dismissed on a technicality, because he feels that the public are going to say, oh, here we go again, another billionaire gets off, da-da-da-da. So they are going to want to see it play out. And he's saying that the judge is going to even want to see it play out in court because the judge is going to be curious also. And he's also saying that, yeah, the young lady has messed up within her statements and everything and made a few mistakes. However, he's also claiming to the fact that you don't know the evidence that Tony Busby might have against Jay-Z. So this is turning into something crazy, something to the likes of we have never experienced or seen before. If you have any thoughts, because I want to know, I always read your comments. When the comments come swinging through, I read them because you give me great insight on other key aspects. That is the beautiful part of understanding. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all send some salutes down in the comment section. And I'll be with you next time. Peace.